Demi, welcome home. How are you feeling to be back here where it all started?
Yeah, finally done. Something I wanted for a long time, innit? But yeah, I'm really happy. Seen some old faces, which is always nice, and to be back around the stadium and stuff. It brings back a lot of feelings. So yeah, I can't wait to get going now. Be back in front of the fans and see where the season can take us.
Yeah, we say back home, but you've been to the training ground, you're here at the stadium. So much has changed. I imagine it feels like a different club to the one that you left over 9 years ago.
Yeah, it's the same, but yeah, difference. Actually being away, obviously followed the club and you see the ups and downs. But I think the fans, they stick together and they've always stuck with the club, and to see where the club's at now and the progression, and how it's like reconnected. You know what I mean? I think watching from the outside there was a big disconnect for a bit, but you can see the reconnect, you can sense it. There's a buzz, every time I'm back home. So yeah, it's amazing, and to join now, it feels right. I always said I want to come back home before I finish playing, but at 29, it's been 10 years since I last played here. It makes sense, and yeah, I'm just buzzing to wear the shirt and just play again. Yeah, really happy.
Because you left as an exciting young prospect when you think back to your departure, but you return as a Premier League winner, 200 top flight appearances, multiple experiences abroad. How much have you changed as a person and as a player?
I think I was a teenager, as a boy, innit? So 10 years later I'm a man. I'm a parent, I'm a big brother, and yeah, a lot's changed. Obviously Birmingham paved the way for my career, and to go into Leicester after that, I've been successful there. Then I've been abroad a few times. It's just a big, it's a full circle, and to be back here now, I said it means a lot. And having tasted success a bit, throughout my career, I'm hungry. I really want to do it, here with Birmingham, and try and help the team, get back to where we belong, and win cups and things. So I think it's always been an ambitious club, but I think seeing the change and the ownership now and how committed they are, seeing it from the outside, I think it's attractive to anyone looking at it, and I think it creates a buzz, and you can see what they've done so far. So to have the opportunity to be a part of it, work with the club and the team, yeah, I'm buzzing.
You've had some big moves in your career, as we say, from Leicester to Germany and the Bundesliga to Everton, then out to Saudi. Does this feel different because of the emotional attachment coming back to the Blues?
It's home. It's home for me. I was at the club from 9, 10 years of age. I spent the majority of my career, associated with Birmingham. So doing that and being a supporter, I think coming back to Blues, it means something. It's different to just, signing for another club. You have something in your heart for the club, and like I said, since I've left, I've always followed, always watched and supported from the outside. So to finally be back now, I'm grateful. Yeah, it's a complete different feeling, and even driving up to the stadium, having played, I think I played about 75 games, as a teenager here. To walking back alongside the pitch, you get flashes of memories. It's weird. It's weird to explain, but yeah, it's a complete different feeling, and I'm really happy and grateful to have the opportunity.
You've got your family here with you today. I mean, talking to them, they were clearly thrilled to have you back closer to home. How much of an appeal was that to you, to be out in Saudi for a couple of years, but now back closer to your family and that support network?
Yeah, I think that was, one of the obstacles, being in Saudi. It's missing your family. Like I said, I'm a son, I'm a big brother, I'm a dad, and being away and not having them around as much is difficult, and people have an opinion, is in Saudi for X, Y, Z reasons, and there's a lot of difficulties that come with that. And like I said, for me to have the opportunity to come back home, be around my family, watch my son grow, him being able to watch me play games at the club I started at. You know, he's getting into Blues Academy himself. So it just makes, sense, and I think, being a footballer, certain things make you tick and push you. And for me, it's, being close to my family, having my family around, and they're being able to watch me. They're the things that motivate me and remind you why you're actually, playing, why you do it every week. So I think, especially at the point in my career now, and some past experiences at clubs and stuff, it's perfect. It's perfect, and I'm happy, excited, and I want to win things and be successful here, in front of my family.
Because you broke onto the scene so young as a youngster, it feels like you've been playing forever.
Forever, yeah.
You're in the prime years in terms of your ability. Do you still feel like you're at the peak of your powers at this point?
Yeah, I feel good physically, feel fit, and like I said, I know my capabilities. I don't want to come on the camera now and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, because talk is cheap, but I believe in where I'm at now, my ability. Like I said, I'm 29. I haven't come back, I'm at the back end of my career and I've lost a bit of pace and stuff. Like, I do feel at the peak of my powers still, so that's one thing I'm really happy about. And I've come back when I'm, I can contribute and give my best and actually give Birmingham my best years. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel like I've been playing for about 20 years, to be honest. Yeah, I've played a lot of games. I've got a lot of experience and I've learnt a lot. I worked with Chris before as well, and Ben. So a lot of things just work. They know me as a player. They've watched me grow and develop. So I feel like the club's got me a great time, and I'm happy to be able to give the club my services now and hopefully entertain and do what I do best.
You mentioned Chris Davies and Ben Petty. Clearly you made an impression on them during your time at Leicester. How much are you looking forward to being reunited with them and working under the gaffer?
Yeah, Gaffer was assistant when I was there, so did a lot of coaching. I know how he is as a man and how he is as a coach, and I think me and Chris had a good relationship. I learnt a lot under my time with him and Brendan, so I'm excited. And you see how the team was playing in League One. I ain't really seen that before. He has his way, he has his identity, the way he wants his team to play, and they did it well last year. Obviously, speaking to him on the phone, he told me the way he wants to play, and I was all for it. It suits me. I think it suits the club, especially playing at home. It's an energetic club, and if we have the fans, making noise and on our side, it's intimidating for any team. I know boys that played here last year. I said, you come here, it's difficult, and I think that's the environment we want to make it a difficult place to come on the front foot, attacking, just entertaining football. And for what the gaffer was saying to me, that's what we'll bring.
What would be success next year? I mean, not just for you personally, but also for the team. We're back in the Championship, having spent a year out. I think many people from the outside are looking at Birmingham City as one of the bigger fish in the division. What's your aims for the season? Yeah,
it's obviously good that the club's looked at in high regards, and maybe to challenge and compete. But off my experience, I know the Championship, it's difficult. It's a long season. It's relentless, and we have to be on it. So, my beliefs are, I'm sure we can challenge and compete. The club's going to recruit. I'm here to add to the squad we've got now, and it's a great squad. So, I'm sure the club has its plans, but for me, I want to win. That's what I want. I want the club to play at the highest level, and that's what I've come back to do. To experience those things, and with the club's ambition and productiveness, I know we're more than capable. So as long as we approach the season with the right mentality, everything has to align. The reason people are talking is because people can see it. So you know, it's down to us as a squad, players and managers, to deliver the best we can and, you know, aim as high as we can.
Very finally, fans love to see one of their own, and I think you're going to get a particularly warm welcome when you're back here for that first time. Do you start to visualise what that'll feel like? Because I think you know, they'll feel particularly happy that you've returned.
I think I visualised it from when I left, to be honest. I've always said, like, because you love the club, I love the club. Like, I'd love to finish, you know, at Birmingham, you know, revisit the club. Because one, it set the pathway for me. You know, without Birmingham, I wouldn't be here. Nothing would have happened, and I feel like it's the right way to end. And to come back now is amazing. But yeah, I've always visualised coming back. So now I'm here, just walking around the stadium, walking alongside the pitch. I've seen videos, you know, last season, the fireworks and the fans, the flares. Yeah, to be back and, you know, soon to experience it, now I'm buzzing. Don't know if it's fully sunk in yet, but, you know, it's coming. But yeah, you know, I'm visualising playing again, just the whole package. And, you know, like I said, to be back in front of my family and this set of fans, it's amazing. And I've had tons of messages already, you know, the last few weeks. You know, I feel the love and support, so, you know, I'm grateful for that. And it's down for me to, you know, go and repay them for the love and try and be as, you know, good as I can be here, and, you know, give the fans, the club, you know, everything I can.
It's great to see you back in Royal Blue in that blue shirt.
Pleasure.
I look forward to
really
seeing
happy.
you out there on the pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.